Welcome in, welcome in. What's up, y'all? You guys, we are unboxing some stuff today too that I am pretty dang stoked on. We got a little carrying case. This is cool. Welcome in, welcome in. Damn. Yo, what's up? What's up, Vivesi? Yo, what up, what up? Welcome in, what's up, yo? What do? I build PCs. I do lots of different custom builds. This is probably one of the coolest little custom builds I do. As you can see, I got a couple different cases in my office, and yeah, I'm just a custom PC builder. Yes. Yeah, we can take a closer look at this build right here. This is probably one of the cooler builds I've done. This case as the Be Quiet Light Base 600. In the US. Too much lighting? I could dim the lighting a little bit, or if I just head down here, gives you some better lighting and better look at the PC. Yeah, what's up, Dorothy? What's up, Eric? So yeah, what's everybody else running out there? RX 580? Yeah, I see a lot of people with RX 580s. That looks so cool. Thank you, Dorothy. If you guys want me to change the color on it too, I can change the color to anything. If anyone has any suggestions, like that'll just be white, which looks pretty cool. I do have a mini screen inside the PC too, which is probably one of my favorite parts about this build. We got the right in the side here, we got a little mini screen. $580 and a 5500. It's a bottleneck, but it's not bad. I mean, it just depends on what games you want to play too. That's a pretty good Gen 3 CPU. So if you're playing CPU intensive games, you'll do super well. You also have an AIO cooler. That's what's up. What anime? I don't even know. I have it here on Wallpaper Engine though. So essentially, I can just use any like wallpaper from Wallpaper Engine. Like this is a good one. This is Hell's Paradise, but then it just hooks up to the little monitor inside here. I have a i7 3790F. Oh, Alia? Yeah. Play Fortnite, get 220 FPS. That's what's up. 13700F. Yeah, I figured that was a typo. But yeah, that's a pretty good CPU. What's the best RAM that is 8GB or 16GB? I used the XPG RAM in this PC build. I used a lot of Corsair RAM. Trident Z, it's pretty good. There's just lots of good companies. I need to upgrade. I have a 3500X and an old style 1660. Yeah, you do. I can play OC on every game, Cyberpunk on max settings. Nice. On 1080p? Yeah, that's what's up. Spin, what you mean? Shiny? Super shiny. What do I play? I play a lot of Deadlock, and then I run a 4K monitor right here. This one below, it's actually 2K, and then I have my 1080p on the side. And then we also have the little mini monitor set up inside the PC. So technically, I got 4 monitors here at my setup. Two monitors, nice. You have 5? That's what's up. 5700X and a 3070, that's super balanced in my opinion. Even for 1440p, I love that. Like a great 1080p system right there, decent 1440p. What's the max FPS you got in Assassin's Creed Shadows? I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games in a long time. I should definitely benchmark them if you want me to though. Nice, that's a cool keyboard. You eat monitors? Yum, I bet they taste good. 10700F and a 3060, that's pretty balanced. What do I have? This is a 9070 XT and a 9800X 3D. This radiator fans are set to intake too. So yeah, it's a pretty cool setup. This TPU stays super cool. Upgrade my GPU, what goes good with the 3500X? I'd probably sell that whole system and hop on AM5. Entry-level AM5 with like a 9060 XT. Glass printer, for real. Microwave, definitely. 5500 for 50 watt power supply, A320 motherboard. Nice. You like the look? Hell yeah. I like it too. Vertical or horizontal, I think it looks pretty good. Dorothy, your brother has one? That's awesome. Mr. Bro, that sounds like a balanced system too, though. I like it. Not a lot of people have the RX 5500. You don't really see that GPU all that often, I feel like, too. Ryzen 5 7500F, 7700 XT. Ooh, love the 7700 XT. Colorful, pretty colorful. This is probably my favorite RGB pattern. What is the case? The case is the Be Quiet Light Base 600. Clean, thank you. Cable management actually went crazy in this PC too. 4070 with a 7800X 3D, I love that combo. Sideways PC, yes. This PC can also be vertical. This is essentially just the vertical version. These little feet are adjustable. They can just pop right off. So this is the exact same case, as you can tell. But this is it in the vertical position. This is it in the horizontal position. It is the Be Quiet Light Base 600. 12400F and 4060, honestly, I like that combo for 1080p. Feel like you might get a lot of hate for that combo, but honestly, in my opinion, it's not that bad. 12400F, 1650 OC, 32 gigs, 3200 megahertz. I like that system. I feel like you definitely have a GPU bottleneck. You could upgrade your GPU, you know, a little bit. You don't got to get something new, but the 12400F is a decent CPU. Yo, thanks for the sub, Nathan. Let's go. Appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, definitely everyone hit the sub, for real. This is a pretty wild build. I have the full breakdown for this on my channel. I got lots of cool stuff for all my PC builds. All over my channel here. Let's go, you guys. Appreciate the subs. Let's go. 5800X 3080 Ti, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Oh yeah, that's a beast right there. That's a really good system. I feel like people overshoot the system what they need. Is the 5080 Ti good? Come on, you guys. Obvious. questions here. Appreciate the subs too. My laptop specs, actually, my laptop model is something MSI. With an Ultra 5? Nice. 13700K 4080. A lot of Intel CPUs. I get around 130 FPS on Forza Horizon Ultra 5070 laptop. Nice. Yo, shout out to Brilliant Boy. That's what's up. You guys, so many people, so many Intel CPUs. I really feel like I'm a big fan of, look at all these Ryzen CPUs up here. All AMD, baby. Ultra 5, yeah, it's decent. Lots of cool parts over here I've been using though. We got a 7900 GRE. Ooh, that thing was a beast. Threadripper 3990X. Ooh, nice. Damn, that's pretty crazy. What do you do with that system, Capybara? Am I a PC builder? Yes, I am. Ooh, we got the waifu. Ooh, the waifu GPU. 7800X3. I do have a lot of boxes. Yeah. Lots of boxes kind of like all over my office right now. Eat the box? I could try. 3050? Nah, I would go with like an AMD card, like a 7600 over 3050 all the way. Blender stuff, that's what's up. You have a 4070? Nice, 4070 gang. 3100 GTX 1650 Super, nice. Nom 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 nom. Right, if only I could make like the Minecraft munching noises, that'd be hilarious. And then we have a couple different systems over here too. Probably one of my favorites I built recently is the Phanteks Evolve X2 case. If you guys can see behind the back of the case, this is actually a glass panel, if anyone's familiar with the Phanteks Evolve X2. I don't have an Asus Pro R. I'm not the biggest fan of Asus motherboards. Yoink the hat? What you mean? Why you want my hat? Nice, nice builds. Thank you. Yeah, this, I can't decide what I want to do with this case next. I'm thinking about doing like a custom water-cooled build, but I don't know. Can you do a stream, the ultimate budget PC, $150? Yo, that would be tough. It would definitely be marketplace stuff if I was doing 150 bucks. I would not try to build something new with $150 for a PC. Cool builds, thank you. Thank you, Goku. 9060 XT good. Getting it for 240? Yeah, duh. Even if it's the 8GB one for 240, that's super good. You team red or blue? Red. Duh. Can you not tell? Team red all the way, baby. AMD or Nvidia? I like them both right now. Price to performance, they're pretty decent. I think most of the time I'd probably go AMD if you're working with a budget, well, like more of a budget. But yeah, they're both really good. I haven't had many issues with either. Ryzen 5 9600, 9600X, 7800 XT. That's what this PC has. Also DDR5. Love it. 32 gigs of DDR5. In India, it's super cheap. That's what's up. W, brilliant boy. Thank you. I appreciate the sub earlier too. Looks really good. Custom with the FX 8150 970. Nice. 4090 600 is a good deal. Duh. What do you mean? What red blue mean? AMD versus Intel. It's the CPUs you can buy. Essentially the socket you're going to be using for your motherboard really determines all the other parts for like your build too. Yeah, AMD and Intel. Is this like a shop for your own house builds? This is in my office. I've had my PC building LLC for 2 years. AMD or Intel? AMD all the way. Deepcool LT720 AIO cooler. I love that AIO cooler. I use that in my Leanly OLED Vision build. Just saying, I have a 9K subs. Ooh, brilliant boy. That's what's up. Congrats. That's awesome. I'll play GTA 6 when it launches on PC. Probably not on console though. I think I caught up to everyone. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Hey, my brain hurts. Why's your brain hurt, bro? Console have locked FPS, yeah, and upscaling. I'm about to get a PC 5070 Ti 7800X3D. Good combo for gaming? Yeah, perfect combo for gaming. I feel like y'all already know this. Y'all are just bragging about what you're getting for real. All right, you guys, I was actually gonna do some unboxing here. I have some stuff to unbox, which is pretty cool. And it's good for only for like mid-end gaming, like budget people. Intel is legendary. AMD literally died because I play better FPS PC than console. Can you build the ultimate PC for 3D modeling? I don't do a lot of like that stuff, so I probably won't do a build like that. I don't even know. I'd have to spend a lot of money on that PC build too, but it would make for a cool video, no doubt. I think PCs are the best. Like, you can change apart if it's fried. Yeah, PCs are awesome. I'm back. What's up, Quaxno? I'm kind of bored. This is perfect. Yeah, let's do some unboxing. Are you gonna do a worldwide giveaway? They're really hard to do because, like, say like the US allows a worldwide giveaway, say your country doesn't allow you to enter giveaways outside of your country. That could be a rule where you live, so it's pretty tied down. Usually it's not like, I'm not the one that's not able to do an international giveaway. Usually it's you guys that can't enter international giveaways if you look up the laws where you live. Yo, I've got a 4070 Ti Super 9800X3D balanced build. Yeah, super balanced. I really like that build, especially a Ti Super. That's great. Like, the Super cards were honestly amazing. Like 4070 Ti Super, 4080 Super, and a regular 4070 Super, all goated in my opinion. To be honest, tell me the spec of your PC which run anything like expensive one. I don't need any FPS ultimate PC which can run any game and program. I like this 9800X3D 9070 XT system, but a lot of people would probably opt for like a 4080 Super or a 5080 over this. What you setting up? I'm actually unboxing something pretty insane. I got a little bundle off Amazon, so there's lots of cool stuff in here, and I will show you guys the kicker in a second so I figure out what all these boxes are. 1080 Ti is still good. Yeah, it's still great for 1080p. Whoo! All right, y'all are gonna know what it is here in a second. This is nice, for real. Is that 3060 5600X good? Build good? Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite builds for like an ordinary gamer that wants to play 1080p, 1440p. I think that's the perfect setup. Woo! You guys. Cloth over the lens. But they got a cover anyways. Nice. Yeah, but I think that's a great setup. That's awesome. Have you built with the $5,000 GPU? No way, but they don't get driver updates anymore. I'm not sure. I have a 9070 XT 7800X3D for more games than FSR4, but I'm tempted to get a 5070 Ti 5080 instead of because performance. No, just undervolt your card. Ray tracing, I wouldn't care about it. Undervolt that 9070 XT, you'll have 5080 performance. I'm getting a 1070 Ti, upgrade to a 580. Ooh, a lot of people sleep on the Intel Arc B580. It's such a good price point too. And 1440p gaming for that price, like, come on, you guys, that's so goated. Have you seen the Lian Li Hydro Shift 2? What do you think? Way too expensive. I'm not gonna build with the $5,000 graphics card. Yo, what's up, Mboni? It's well done for 3D Threadripper A400, DDR5 5600. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the NVIDIA A400, but I think it'd be balanced. I like because it's high-end 4070 GPU. 13700 deep cool. I love that AIO. Gigabyte motherboard, golden rated power supply. Nice. Yeah, that's an awesome build. 4070, I love that card. Have you ever tried Linux? Yeah, I've used some PCs with Linux. Is that the Be Quiet Lightbase case? Yes, the Be Quiet Lightbase 600 is the case. Yep, Be Quiet Lightbase 600. 5600 and 6600, love that combo for 1080p. Honestly, it's pretty goated. 5600 is a great CPU. A lot of people think they need more, but they honestly, you guys, most of you don't need more than like a 5600. HP Omen Ryzen 7 with 3060, 6 GB, temperature too high up to 87 while gaming. Is it safe? That is a tad bit high. Are you playing at 1080p? just came here after triggering some K-pop people. That's hilarious. 5090 and Ryzen 9 7950 RAM water cooling, good for gaming. Yeah, that's way too much for gaming, even at 4K. Come on. 1080 Ti is not going to get drivers updates for the 5080. Recommend something like a 30 series tight budget 20 series. Yeah, that makes sense. What are some budget good looking parts? The Thermalright Infinity AIO is a 360 millimeter AIO that is $56. I have it in my bio on my Pinterest. I actually show you guys all the things I purchase here for my custom PC building business that I purchase on Amazon through my bio on my Pinterest page. NTN Pentium with no graphics card. I like integrated stuff. I have an integrated 8700G in this PC right here. This is an 8700G. Maybe a 4060. What should you get for 350 instead of a B580? 9060 XT. Duh. Right around that price point. Duh. It's like, yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, exactly. All right, bet. Yeah, for sure. Welcome back, Shade. What's up? What's up, too? I recognize you. You've been here before. So here's my lens, you guys. Bought it secondhand. Nice. Yo, what's up, laptop lover? If you broke and you have no GPU and you tried a GeForce now climbing, yeah, you could try it. I wonder what the latency is like on it though. Yo, what's up? Thoughts on GPU sagging? I don't know. I like the vertical GPU mount from Cooler Master, but if you have a chunky GPU and you let it sag for probably 3 years, you'll probably see problems. Best GPU for a 5600, a 9060, maybe the 8 gigabyte. You could swing the 16 gigabyte though, for real. Any monitor brands you prefer? I like Gigabyte monitors. 34-inch ultrawide Gigabyte. That's the one I have right here. I think it's a 32-inch ultrawide Gigabyte monitor, but I love it. It's not too big. It's like perfect. 9800X 3D and 5080. That's beast, yo. And okay, I think I'm all caught up. Planning on upgrading from AM4 to AM5. Not ready to spend big GPU. Can pair with a 3060. With the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. I mean, you could for a while, and if you play CPU bounds, you'll see crazy FPS. I mean, yeah, it's like your system. You'll still be able to game perfectly fine on anything, depending on your resolution. But if you're upgrading to that, get definitely a 4K monitor. Also fit that into your budget. I have a gaming setup. If it does not have a PC, it's console sadly like a 240Hz Lenovo monitor and a PS4, $80 in used market. You don't even know why you bought a 240Hz. Hey, well, you have it when you get a PC eventually. So, by the way, since I'm here, this is my first PC. Any tips or notes? Well, if you're on NVIDIA, set your NVIDIA control panel. You have a 7800X 3D. Nice. Yeah, you're just gonna love that system. It's already pretty dialed out of the box. You don't need to do any tweaking to that CPU. 6800 and 12700F. Good. Yeah. Hell, you could play some 1440p on that system too. I think that's a great system. A lot of people like overshoot what I feel like what they need. I think then you could buy a motherboard, $30 Optiplex from Craigslist and take a motherboard. Yeah, that could work. 7900 XTX, 5070 Ti, which one is the best? 7900 XTX, but it just depends what you want. The real question is AMD or NVIDIA. They're both really good right now, but price to performance, I prefer AMD. But yeah, 6800 and 12700F, I already said I like that combo. I would rock that combo for a while. Hey, you like my confidence? That's what's up. I appreciate you, laptop lover. I appreciate all the subs too, everyone subbing. Gonna buy a 9060 XT from AMD. I don't think it's that heavy. Do I need to avoid sagging issues? It's not that heavy. If you get a dual fan one, you don't have to worry at all. But the triple fan, I'd probably get vertical GPU mount. It's a super good like GPU. The longevity of that card is probably going to be a while, so yeah, I'd treat it nice. I'd get a vertical GPU mount if this is the triple fan one. 9060 XT, 9600X, any good? Yeah, it's amazing. I'm going to be comparing my 7800 XT system that's a 9600X to a 9060 XT system with a 7600X, and they're going to go head to head in benchmarking and price to performance. So I'm really excited for those videos on my channel. Yeah, I wanted some advice to my upgrade, Terminator. I can't remember what you have, but I feel like you got a good system so far. A lot of you guys, though, I recommend selling your system and then upgrading and starting fresh on like AM5 instead of trying to upgrade something that's really old. X870, 7800X, 3D, 5070 Ti, 6000 megahertz, 1000 watt. Yeah, you're good. That's awesome, Goku. That's a beast right there. This system actually has an X870, 9800X 3D, 9070 XT, so it's pretty similar. I'm going to buy a Ryzen 3200 and 4080 Ti. That's a bottleneck. Any tips for, I'm not sure what that word is, using Ubuntu? I don't know what that is. I'm going to get a vertical GPU mount. What's your thoughts on the Cooler Master V3? That's probably my favorite one. I like the DIY Fab one if you want some RGB, but the Cooler Master kit has the best like adjustability in case you run into clearance issues anywhere. If you get the Cooler Master V3, you'll be able to tweak it, pull it out, push it in different parts in the PC to make room for like your AIO tubes and stuff. 9600X and 9070 XT, that's great. You could even do a 7600X, 9070 XT. Yeah, it's super good. My advice on that system, I think, is balanced. I think it's totally fine. Pair it with 32 gigs of RAM, be happy playing at 1440p, even some 4K. I think you're not going to get crazy FPS in CPU-bound games. You're not going to be seeing super high numbers like you would with like an X3D CPU, but yeah, it'd be an awesome system. I have a 5600 3050 B580 motherboard and fiber optic internet. Nice, that's what's up for 1080p. Hey, I bet that thing gets it done. Best laptop for an ACCA student? I'm not sure. If that's like work related, yeah, I'm not sure. But gaming wise, hell, like a entry level Acer Nitro, why not? My system, which I'm buying as a 9700X, 9060 XT, X670E, I love that. Do not upgrade a higher motherboard. Will be there any bottleneck? No bottleneck. I love that system, super balanced. Especially if you want to do a little bit of work on that system too. I love the MSI X670E. I use that in the, let's see, the Fantex build all the way back there, the very back one, and it was super good. Benchmarking on that PC was amazing too. So yeah, that motherboard is plenty. I love it. 9800X 3D, 7900X TX, that's more than enough. That's a beast right there. Is there one AMD card that is good rendering stuff? I know I have Optiplex and upper hand when it comes to 3D software. I was thinking of going with the 4070, but no enough AMD alternative. Let me know. No, stick with the 4070. I have the H9 Flow. Would clearance be an issue? No, not at all. H9 Flow has a lot of RAM. Thank you, of course. What are your thoughts on DLSS? I hate it. I never upscale because I can't deal with input latency, especially if you're playing like multiplayer games where you have to be super accurate. You're trying to land a lot of headshots. The more input latency you have, like, you're just going to be off. Your aim's going to be so off. But if you're playing single players, it's totally fine. Yeah, Peter, I'm listening. Yo, what's up? I'm sure I won't miss you. You can just, everyone can shoot their builds in the comments if they want to. You want to do game designing? That's what's up. I'd focus on something with a lot of RAM then. You need a ton of RAM. Definitely shoot for like 64 or 128 on an AM5 system. If you want to do pretty modern stuff. After building PC, is it important to for a 24-hour run test PC? No, it's not. Just benchmark it with 3D Mark. There's even free stuff on 3D Mark. If it passes one of the benchmarks, usually you probably have a stable system. And if you overclock your RAM, just head back in, go into 3D Mark. You can do another benchmark there. And it should be pretty stable. AMD Adrenalin does have a thing in there to test too if your system's stable also. But 1440p monitor, what's your suggestion? Probably a Gigabyte one. I like their 27-inch curved monitor. But if you're going 1440p, yeah, get a 27-inch curved. I think that'd be awesome. $20 for this PC? Yeah, that'd be wild. Zima board? I haven't heard of a Zima board. Is there a bottleneck with a 5700X and 6600? There might be a slight one, but I think that I would do a 5700X and a 7600 if you could swing that. It'd be less of a bottleneck, and you could play really amazing 1080p gaming. I think that'd be perfect. Then you could like game stream and do anything you want while you're gaming, because that 5700X is a pretty decent CPU. What's your thoughts on a 9060 XT 16 gigabyte? I'm about to build with them. I love it. Is flipping PCs actually good to make money? No, it's not. What's the best CPU GPU combo that's decently priced, I'd say 7600X with the 9060 XT. Hey, do you prefer Windows 10 or 11? I guess 11 now, but I used to prefer Windows 10. But I think, I don't know, security issues for most people is just causing problems. Definitely just a Windows 11. Is there a bottleneck with a 9800X 3D 4090? Because that is my system. No, not at all. That's super, super amazing, especially if you're playing a CPU-bound game. If you have a 9800X 3D, I get like 400 FPS at 4K on CPU-bound games with my 9800X 3D. Happened my build was a 3500 with the 1650. I was struggling with games and streaming. It was so depressing. Yeah, no, I bet you're stoked on the new build. I'm doing my first PC build, got a Ryzen 5 5500, $60 brand new, unopened, and a free Windows 11 Pro key, heading to Micro Center this week. Ooh, that's what's up, $60 for 5500, that's awesome. That is a Gen 3 CPU, so make sure at Micro Center you aren't getting something too insane. I would get like an 8GB 9060 to not have a bottleneck. I think that would be a good combo. What do you think the i7 14700HX 4070 laptop? It's a beast. That'd be pretty good. 5070 Ti, 9800X 3D, 64 gig of RAM. You guys, a lot of people have like insane systems. That's a pretty dang good build. Do you think the Logitech Superlight 2 is overpriced? Yeah, a lot of Logitech products are. 9600, 9060 XT, 16 gigabyte good combo. Yeah, that's an amazing combo. You could play 4K on that combo. I just benchmarked a 9600X, 7800 XT system at 4K, and the 9060 XT performs similar to a 7800 XT, and I was extremely impressed, especially with the temps on the 9600 X2 for 4K gaming for a long period of time. That was pretty dang good. Told us that 120 RAM will help us get to the moon. I mean, that my system, I have a 7800X 3D and 4090. Yeah, that's what's up, Peter. Flipping PCs can make you money, depends on what. Yeah, I think if anyone's flipping PCs, stick to cheap PCs. Stick around like $300 to $500 PCs. I think that's the perfect price point. Do I agree that the 50 series is the worst series so far? No, I think like the 5050 and the 3050 are like the worst GPUs like ever, but 50 series isn't super bad. I mean, I got a better CPU because I need physics heavy games, which need a pretty decent CPU. Yeah, like I love the NEX 3D CPU from AMD. Yo, SKZ, what's up, what's up? Alex is back, what's up? G, how's the build going, 5070 Ti, 9800X 3D, X670E, first build. Ooh, that's beast. That's beast for real. You better have a 4K monitor for that, yo. 7700X, 4070, B650 Eagle. Is there something you changed? Let me know. No, I like that system a lot. I love it. Overclock your RAM, and then if you haven't already done that, that's like, y'all overloading bro with comments. Yo, I'm keeping up with it for real though, Shade. Got a normal PC, HP laptop, but not gaming. Yeah, I found a 5070 Ti, $1,000. Is that a good deal? Not amazing considering 9070 XT is pretty low now for 720, and it's got pretty dang good performance too. 7800X 3D, 9070 XT, love it. Look for a 4080 instead. Yeah, I'd probably suggest that too. 6600 sale near me. Would that work? Would that work well with the 5500? Yeah, that'd be like a perfect combo. Not a big bottleneck at all, really. There, I feel like no bottleneck. Got my son on 9700X, 9070 XT, and it works great. Yeah, that system's amazing for him. His creativity has no bounds with that system. I'm going from a 1650 to a 3060 12 gig. I love the 3060. You can even play a little 1440p with that 12 gig one. Is the 5080 better than a 4090? I'm not sure raw performance wise. I bet they're pretty neck and neck. 3080 12 gigabyte paired with the 12700F. Ooh, that's awesome. 3080 is getting pretty old though, so some of those 3080s might be getting hot. So if anyone's buying a used 3080, I'd be a little wary. I like the 5050, the hate is lame. Yeah, I mean, it can play 1080p good. It can play any AAA title game too. Price to performance though, I'd go AMD all the way. Right, the whole chat is kind of rich for real. Lots of good builds in here. Is the 5080 better? I think I read that. The build is going well, just need a graphics card and it's finished. Oh, SKZ, I can't wait to see it. You guys, SKZ ended up building a system pretty much exactly like this, which is super exciting. 4090 is better? Yeah. Building a PC with a 9070 XT 7800X 3D tomorrow, excited, that's what's up. Got a 3080 back in 2020 to replace my thermal pads and it's still running strong. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I bet it's But it's running really strong though. But yeah, if anyone's buying a used 3080, definitely check to make sure, probably like new thermal paste and thermal pads. Like green and blue. Should I get a 7700 XT or 7800 XT? If I'm limited money, 7900 XT is for 50 and 78 is 550. I'd get the 9060 XT for the 469. Has the same performance as the 7800 XT. Funny thing is, I love DS because it's carrying my 3050 low. I really might need to get these newer games on the lowest graphics. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, as long as you're not playing multiplayer games, like, I'm alright with DLSS. The link for the fans is in my bio. You can find it through my Pinterest. Yeah, 9070 XT over 5070 for sure, especially when undervolted. Yeah, just found a 9060 XT for 370. Damn, that's awesome. Cool PC. I'm gonna build my first build with a budget 3600 It's 2080 Ti. I mean, honestly, I like that combo. That's freaking awesome. For used parts, like, I wouldn't even worry about that bottleneck. I think that's a pretty cool system. I actually got it for a steal. Shipper lost the 10 gigabyte order and Micro Center gave me the 12 gigabyte to place. Ooh, that's crazy. That's awesome. Okay, I think I caught up. I think I caught up to everyone, yo. What software do you use to control RGB? I use MSI Center and Signal RGB, mainly Signal RGB. But right now, I'm just currently using MSI Center right here. Mystic Light to control this. There are some cool settings in here. This is a pretty cool one. Do you think the Lian Li O11 Vision is tough? Yeah, I've done some really cool builds in the O11 Vision. I'm going to upgrade to a 5080 and 14900K. I would go AMD, but the 14900K is still a beast. 9800X 3D, which one and why? Just 9800X 3D. If you're playing any CPU bound game, you're gonna get like 200 more FPS. Yeah, the O11 Vision is super tough though. I love my builds I did in the O11 Vision. They were a beast, for sure. Hi, what's up, Storm? What would you choose for AMD? Entry-level AM4, I'd get like a 5700X 3D. Is it true if the chip is an X3D, it's considered bad? No, it's not. If it is an X3D chip, you just get way higher FPS in CPU-bound games. But if it's not, like you're just getting regular, you know, FPS that's within the... you know, probably 10-20% of every other CPU. But if you get an X3D, you're jumping like 40% more FPS than other CPUs at the same price point. Do you really need the PCI sleeves other than the top 16 for the GPU? Also, why do they mean when they say this M.2 isn't directly connected to the CPU by PCI lanes but goes through chipset? Remembering this, essentially, yeah, you're right. You don't need the other slots below on your motherboard unless you were doing, you know, specific like capture cards or anything else in your system. This keyboard sounds amazing, low-key. Where'd you get the LCD screen? It's in my Pinterest. In my bio. Pinterest in my bio. Let me finish this though. And then we say M.2 isn't directly connected to the CPU. It depends on the one. Your Lightning top M.2 slot should be your main SSD, but your other ones, I wouldn't worry about the performance decrease you get by running through chipset. Are the 3060, 4060, and 5060 all almost the same? Depending on what the VRAM version you get, yeah, but they're all pretty similar if you don't use any upscaling. Oh, just saw the keyboard and it looks sick. Is it custom or do you buy it like that? Either way, I love it. I actually have custom keycaps on this. Again, I have all this stuff linked in my bio. For all my builds, everything I use is on the Pinterest in my bio. When do I recommend going to AB Plus Platinum? I mean, probably if you're using a 12 volt high power connector, but anything under that, you should be fine. All right, I think I caught up to everyone and answered all the questions. So yeah, I will be going live probably tomorrow. Everyone have a good day and peace, y'all. Make sure to sub too, because I got lots of more cool builds in the office right now, and this one is going to be pretty insane. So you guys got to see what I'm going to cook up for this one. Liquid Freezer 3 is amazing, but yeah, peace out, everyone.